Hello, fellow travelers, and welcome to today's explanation about forming questions using the simple. We're going to show you what a basic sentence structure looks like. And also we're going to talk about the different forms we use in the simple tense, the past, present, and future. Then I'll show you some examples, and then it's finally time for you to practice yourself. Our sentence structure normally looks like this in English. I like apples, or the dog eats bones. A subject followed by a verb followed by an object. I, or the dog being the subject, to like or to eat being the verb, and apples and bones being the objects. When you make a question, we need to add a different word, called an auxiliary. This auxiliary depends on the tense and the speaker. Look at these two sentences where it differs who the speaker is, or the subject is, either I or the dog. The first sentence, I like apples, turns into do I like apples in the present, did I like apples in the past, and shall I like apples in the future. The second example sentence, about the dog, then turns into does the dog eat bones? In the present, did the dog eat bones in the past, and will the dog eat bones in the future? Looking at the different forms. In the simple tenses, the sentence structures are past, present, and future. Starting with the past, a sentence will then start with did. It is followed by a subject, I, followed by a verb, like, followed by an object, apples. Did I like apples? It can then be followed by a time indicator. The present tense starts with do or does. Does is only used with shit. Not that one, but the one that stands for she, he, and it. Then it is followed by a subject. Does the dog, a verb, eat, and an object, bones. After you use the word does, you do not have to add an S to the verb anymore, because the S is already added to the verb do. The last one is the future, which starts with will or shall. Shall is only used for I or we. It is then followed by a subject, will, they, then followed by a verb, see, and then followed by an object, a new house. Will they see a new house? It can then also be followed by a time indicator, like tomorrow. Will they see a new house tomorrow? As you can see, the auxiliary verb is always at the beginning of a sentence, so don't forget that. If you look at the time indicators, you can also see which auxiliary verb you have to use. For example, with the words yesterday, last, week, month, year, etc., we use the past, and therefore the auxiliary verb did. In the present, we use always, or when it's a fact, or never, or often, and then you use the auxiliary verb do. And lastly, when you see tomorrow, or next year, or in a month, we use the auxiliary verb will. Now some examples. Can you tell which tense the questions are in? Shall we go to the movies tomorrow? Do you like vegetables more than fruit? Did he forget his backpack at school yesterday? I'll give you half a minute to answer these questions. Simply fill in future, past, or present. Shall we go to the movies tomorrow is the future. You can see it by the word tomorrow, which is a time indicator for the future, and therefore we use shall. Not will, because it's a question with we. Do you like vegetables more than fruit is a present tense. And the last one, did he forget his backpack at school yesterday, is a past tense because of the word yesterday. For the last practice, we want you to make some sentences into question sentences. They're displayed on the left-hand side, and in a bit we'll give you the answers. If you need more time, please pause the video because the answers will be said out loud in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. They always love roller coasters. Becomes, do they always love roller coasters? Because it's in the present tense, you can see that by the word always. That's the time indicator. The cat will be tired of climbing in a few days. Becomes, will the cat be tired of climbing in a few days? I had a lot of homework yesterday. Turns into, did she have a lot of homework yesterday? She wants to buy a new house. Becomes, does she want to buy a new house? And remember, with he, she, or it, after we use does, the main verb does not get an S anymore. Skiing made him tired a week ago. Did skiing make him tired a week ago? We will go to the zoo next week. Becomes, shall we go to the zoo next week? Not will we go, because it's a question with we. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any more questions, let us know. Bye!